Hello everyone, you got Bub031 here again, and we're doing another layout tour for the month of November 2024. This is going to be a big layout and just exciting stuff to see. So, I want you all to sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so let's begin the tour. Here we start at the superintendent's table. We have our board of locomotive numbers out. And instead of a post of what is out being used, we actually have a new board. So here's all our locals here that you can grab, whatever's available. And this is what the layout looks like. We actually have 3 loops and 2 single track areas. So this replaced the post. If the number's covered, that means the locomotive is not available. If the number's showing, then you can actually request to take that local out. All right, let's begin at the yard. So, we start here at Ottawa Yard. We're going to be going east. There's a lot of traffic in the yard today, and we already have 1 train going out the door. As well, we have our intermodal up in the area. That gets transferred out with the stuff that comes from St. Anthony's. We're now moving over Rideau River Bridge, and there's a beautiful Hudson actually going over the bridge right now. Next, we come to Colonnade, which has McAsphalt and Superior Propane. As well, Colonnade is used as a transfer location if you want to put another module on. Next, we come up to Prescott, which is a simple crossover right into Hawthorne. So we're going to be going northeast on this one first. So coming off of Hawthorne, we have Stillwater. And we actually have a new module, another new piece out. This is milepost 224. So this is now connected from here to another signal. And when there's a train in the block, the light's supposed to be red. We are now crossing over Valleyfield. This was out back in September with the branch line. It is now out actually on the main. Then go over the canal. And then we have White River. Here's one of our club members actually checking the gauge of the track. But we are now at Jackfish Bay. Moving right along, we then come up to milepost 115. And this is the other signal that is connected to there, so that way they can actually talk to each other. We then come up to Rock Cut. And then Mandrake. So we're back to double main line here. Moving right along, we are now entering the northeast loop. So this is Wycliffe. Running down Wycliffe, we now hit Elwood, which is another transfer. And then we come to a big sweeping curve and industry called City Bakery. This is all electric switching. You can either flick the switches down on the module, or you can do it by remote on your actual device. We also have a transfer here. But City Bakery is a big one, I'll tell you. Moving right along, we have Arm Prior Power. And then we're moving into Fallowfield Station. With a big sweeping curve coming across. Moving right next to CNR Gary, which has the Fire Academy. And they are busy training, as you can see. We then have Rhinenbach Falls and Glentay, which has a brewer tool and die facility and a scrapyard. As well as Ashcott bottling. So, now we're going to be moving southeast. So off Hawthorne, here's Castor River, where it's all electric switching. As you can see with the tablet there, all you got to do is tap on the screen. It does the switching, or you could use your phone or device, your throttle device, to actually do the switches as well. We then come across Moccasin Bridge, a simple little duck under. And then we have St. Anthony's Yard. So this is where a transfers sit as well. This is where you can park your train, rest up. That's a beautiful Hotrak train sitting in that yard right now. Actually, that is also the test train. So that's always the first train out on the layout to get checked. Coming off St. Anthony's Yard, we have Spencer's Gap. And this one I haven't seen in a while. We have Wilkes Crossing. Small little station and siding. We then come around JGRC Bridge into the Southeast Loop. So here we are at M&O Junction. Moving along. Coming around the curve of Memorial Point. This one's actually coming along very well. There wasn't much on this, but it has been actually looking better and better. And then we're now into South Keys, like I said, but I can't wait to see when that's done. But now we're at South Keys, part of the transit way. And as you can see here, moving right up into York River, which has an aggregate dumping facility. Another sweeping curve, also a transfer. Moving right up to Pine Point. And then coming around, we have the main industry of MP Foods in the Southeast Loop. There's 2 trains that come in here. And then right after that is M&O Junction, and we basically go back down the main line. Yeah, you can see a Hudson sitting there right now. But I think I hear a couple of trains coming, so we're just going to sit back and take it easy and watch these trains go by. So I hope you all enjoy this.
Okay, that's done it, Terry. Yeah, you stop.
Okay, so now we are moving west. We're going to start back here at the yard. We also have our coach yard here. Our engine area for the shunter, especially for who's ever working the yard with as the yard master. We have a couple of extra cars here, plus a through freight. The engine facility is empty right now, but later it was actually filled up. We are now moving on to Connaught, which is a single siding for 2 cars for a transfer, and then it goes right into single track. We then come across Anderson Bridge, and then into Finch and Apple Hill. Finch and Apple Hill are actually mostly used as double main line, but we just only had a single track being used. So really from Connaught to almost Orleans, which you will see shortly here, it was single track. We then come across Long Lac Bridge and into Orleans, which is a aggregate siding, and it comes back to double main line. Moving right along, we are now up at Cremona, as we see a steam engine heading over the crossing. Sorry, not Cremona, Beechburg siding, my apologies. Where it goes to the back of the fill yard. And then Deerfield, which is a crossover. The crossover did get changed out over the summer. And then we have the Welsh modules. So this is Rosebush, Kerndale, Clinderwin, and Maclahog. As well, there is a track cleaning area here, and you can put your locomotive down to clean the wheels. We then move on to Cremona. Here is Cremona to the other side of the fill yard, and up to Three Bridges, where we're going to be going around the West Loop. All right, so at Three Bridges, we have St. Lawrence River Bridge. Moving right across to Bayview, which is an upper station and lower station, along with a transfer. Moving right along here, we then come up to the Ottawa River Curve Bridge. Nice big sweeping curve. And on to Bell's Corners, which is a massive scenery with a scrapyard, even though you can't do anything there. It's just a giant scenery curve. We then move on to DeBojo. As you can see here, which will take us back to Three Bridges and back down the main. As well, you can see there's a little spur here. This is Mud Creek. But we're going to talk about this quick industry here. This is Vaughan. This was coming off Glen Tay. This is an intermodal area. And this is also done by electrical switching via your throttle. Now coming off Mud Creek, we're actually coming into Mason Creek. And that's Brewer's Mills over there, but this is Mason Creek Branch. It's what I called it. As well as we have Willowdale and the turntable right here. Moving along to the other side. So this was Brewer's Mills with the end of Timber Grove, which was the end. But that was basically it for the entire layout. The only thing that's going to be left here that I'm going to show you is the fill yard, which is empty. Right about here. So yeah, the fiddle yard. Okay, so we're now going to just show off the Yardmasters area, which is all the car cards. So you give that to your member who's asked for that train. Like say if I ask for Local 4, I request the work order for Local 4. Moving along here, we have the orders as well. And we have the alpha coatings that go with your car cards. We have a massive map. And we have a bin for cars to be replaced in case we have bad cars. And then the last thing we have here is what's running it, which is a Digitrack system. And we run it with all the cabling that is done here, which is also running off of JMRI here. And we have a programming computer with ESU here. Let's watch a few more trains. All right, everyone, so that is going to be the end of this layout tour here in November. It is a massive layout, I can tell you that for now. I hope you guys all enjoyed. A few of the trains going by as well. Don't worry, there's going to be more videos to come. But that's pretty much it. So, thank you all for watching, and as always, make sure the signal's green and keep moving down the line.